BYU Sports Nation breaking news.
This morning, BYU head coach Kalani Sitake announced Ty Detmer has been relieved of his role as the team's offensive coordinator. Detmer served as the offensive coordinator the past 2 seasons. Detmer and all coaches remain under contract on the staff. BYU will immediately begin a search for a new offensive coordinator. The new offensive coordinator will make decisions regarding the offensive staff. We bring in not only Brian Logan, but David Nixon with us. What's your reaction, Brian, to the news that Ty Detmer has been relieved as the OC?
It's an issue that a lot of people want to pretend doesn't exist.
Players are speaking out after a controversial comment by Texans owner Bob McNair.
The controversy continues with BYU basketball. Nick Emery is under investigation by the NCAA.
As much as it sucked losing, it was really good for us because we really got to reevaluate the things we need to focus on.
The women's volleyball team looks to bounce back after snapping its conference home win streak.
You always want to get that first win. It's important for your team and for confidence.
The season is officially underway. A look at what's ahead for men's hoops after a dominant opening game.
And Nick Emery withdraws from BYU after NCAA investigations throw his eligibility into question.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a bittersweet, emotional game for all of us seniors. We've been here for a long time. We love BYU.
The last home game of the season for 20 seniors, a look forward to a bittersweet moment.
One of the keys to the season will be the play of BYU's offensive and defensive lines. And boy, do these guys have personalities as big as their bellies and muscles. Let's get to know them a little bit better in this week's Between the Lines.
BYU Sports Nation presents Between the Lines.
And the BYU men's cross country team runs to history at the WCC Championships. Men's basketball plays in a charity exhibition game tonight, while the team decided to play and the impact the game will have on thousands struggling from recent natural disasters.
A BYU athlete hits his way to nationals. Stay with us to find out the Cougars' up-and-coming ace.
The thoughts of growing and becoming a better program.
After another tough loss last week, a BYU football streak comes to an end.
And Nick Emery awaits the decision of the NCAA and the next steps for the Guard as the team prepares for their season opener.
We're just excited more than anything to finally play real game and have it count as a W on the record.
The season kicks off tomorrow night, and the expectations are high for the young team.
I'm Zach Hicken.
I'm Carla Haslam.
And I'm Alyssa Banks. Grab your favorite soft drink and Cougar Tail because it's time for Y Sports.
Carla, Alyssa, let me tell you guys, it is my favorite time of the year because college basketball is starting back up, and I cannot wait for this BYU basketball season.
I'm excited. You see the team in their practices, in their preseason games, and there's a lot of talent returning to the court.
They're looking really good, but Yoli is the one who's standing out the most to me.
Elijah Bryant looks really good too, and I'm really excited for the new addition of Jashir Hardnett. I think he's going to be a great player for the team.
That's a good point. But before we do BYU basketball, we have to talk about BYU football. They've been struggling with their quarterbacks. They really don't have an identity as a team.
Yeah, it's really been a rough season, but every game matters, right? No matter what your record is, you have to go into UNLV tonight focused and ready to win the game.
That's right. Well, we have Taylor Decker here in studio with us. Taylor, what are your thoughts on BYU football?
Guys, to me, this season kind of plays out a little bit like the movie Dumb and Dumber. Tanner gets hurt, BYU loses again, our pets' heads are falling off. It's just been a bad stream of events for BYU so far.
Yes.
Tanner Mangum is out for the rest of the season after tearing his ACL during the Fresno State game. Another statistic of the injury-plagued team. And then there was Bo Hodge. He is back from his injury, giving it another go as a starting QB. He took over for Tanner in the fourth quarter against the Bulldogs and will start this weekend if he's healthy. And when it rains, it pours. The loss of Fresno State results in a no bowl game year for the Cougs, which is the first time in 12 years. They only have 3 more games left to prove their ability to play football.
Once you watch the film and you just lock it away and don't look back. That's just how it is. You just gotta can't hold it against yourself. You just gotta critique yourself, give yourself some coaching, and evaluate it.
BYU plays this weekend at UNLV, and Kalani says the Rebels are a force to be reckoned with.
This should be something that they're looking forward to. A team that's committed to running the ball and trying to basically shove the ball right down your throat.
The Cougars sit with 8 losses and they're trying not to tack on another. The last time they had a season with 9 losses was back when Rosa Parks protested and Bill Gates was born, 1955. So what's the motivation to keep playing now that the Cougs have no end goal?
You know, with the games that are left, we're trying to honor seniors as much as we can, but with the thoughts of growing and becoming a better program. So obviously disappointed. I've said that over and over and over again, 8 times so far, you know.
The guys have these last 3 games to prove to themselves they're better than this. They get 3 more games to wear a Y on their chest, 3 more games to remember this moment. And that's going to be the motivation.
BYU men's basketball dominates in their final exhibition match of the season. 5 Cougars scored in double figures as BYU takes down Colorado College 95-35. Coach Rose says he's pleased with the progression the team has made so far.
You sum up the 3 exhibition games that we've been able to play in the last 15 days or so. I think it's really been good for this group, and I think that we're getting better. And it has to do with our mindset and our focus and kind of our determination and staying within ourselves.
BYU hopes to continue their success as the team is set to get their season underway tomorrow night. Y Sports reporter Elliot Sharfs tells us what to watch for this season.
The BYU basketball team is set to play Mississippi Valley State at the Marriott Center tomorrow night. The Cougars are 2-0 all-time against the Delta Devils. The Cougars' last matchup against the Delta Devils was in 2015, a game the Cougars won 75-68. Nick Emery, who led the Cougars with 18 points, is expected to miss tomorrow's matchup as the NCAA continues to investigate his situation. Despite his absence, the players are confident they can start the season strong.
I think it brings a whole new level of excitement from us, at least for me, when I think about it being a real game. Exhibition games are fun, but when it counts, it's most important.
The Cougars went 3-0 in their exhibition games, with wins over New Mexico at the Pit, Westminster, and Colorado College. Their 60-point win over Colorado College on Wednesday was the largest margin of victory for the team since a 62-point win over Western Oregon in 2006. They had gone 397 games, preseason exhibitions included, without winning by more than 60 points. After a dominating performance against Colorado College, Elijah Bryan explained the importance of putting teams away.
I think it's easy to get a mindset of, we're up, we can make a lot of mistakes, but late in the season we need to be able to come out and put a team down.
After 3 strong exhibition performances, Coach Dave Rose is confident that his team is ready for the regular season to begin.
I think when you sum up the 3 exhibition games that we've been able to play in the last 15 days or so, I think it's really been good for this group, and I think that we're getting better.
We're just excited more than anything to finally play a real game and have it count as a W on the record.
The Cougars have won 9 of the past 10 season openers, with their lone loss coming at Utah State in 2011. The Cougars hope to make it 10 out of 11 tomorrow night. Elliot Sharfs reporting, Y Sports.
Thank you, Elliot. The BYU men's basketball team announces Elijah Bryant and Luke Worthington as their 2017 to 2018 season team captains. Bryant is coming off a season where he averaged 11.7 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game. He was also named the WCC and National Player of the Week after a 36-point game versus Portland. Luke Worthington is rejoining the team this year after his 2-year LDS mission. Before the mission, he played in 64 games, starting in 24. Both Worthington and Bryant believe their experience will help them lead the team to a successful season.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited that I've been able to garner some respect of my teammates, and more than anything, it's just, I think, a position to influence other guys for good. What me and Elijah both have is a lot of years, probably more years than a lot of other college basketball guys.
Coach Rose says the BYU basketball team says Nick Emery will not play in any regular season games until the NCAA makes a final decision in their investigation.
Reporter Phil Hyatt joins us now to tell us how the team plans to replace him in the starting lineup.
The BYU basketball team starts their season this Saturday, but they will do so without junior guard Nick Emery. Emery is still under investigation by the NCAA for receiving improper benefits from a BYU booster. The team does not know when the ruling will come, but they are confident in their ability to perform without the 2-year starter. Coach Rose knows the team as a whole can play together effectively.
I think that each guy has a real strength that they can bring to the team, and hopefully that they can actually execute that when they get out there and play.
With players like Jashir Hardnett and Zach Celius, the team is fully embracing the concept of next man up.
We practice. We all know the system. It's not one guy goes out, we're losing points. It's everyone knows the system. So next guy up, get in, run the system.
Celius replaced Nick in the starting lineup in their last exhibition game on Wednesday, and the team projects the same thing to happen in their season opener against Mississippi Valley State University. Elijah Bryant is excited about the ripples Celius can bring to the starting lineup and knows he can affect the game.
When he was a freshman, he shot 50% from the three, so I think having a guy like that who can shoot the three and score down low is very valuable.
The game on Saturday starts at 7, and you can watch it on BYU TV. Reporting from the Marriott Center for Y Sports, Phil Hyatt.
BYU's cross-country teams are in Logan for the NCAA Mountain Regionals and are hoping to build off their success at the WCC Championships. The men's team is coming off a first-place finish and the first-ever perfect score at the WCC Championships with Connor McMillan, who took first overall, and 4 other Cougars finished in the top 5. The women's team finished second, and Courtney Wayman finished 6th overall.
So not only is cross-country doing well, but another team that we can't go without mentioning is women's volleyball, just killing it out there.
Yes, doing so well.
The BYU women's volleyball team looks to host during their postseason. First things first, taking care of business against Gonzaga.
We weren't able to get the results that we wanted to get.
The women's soccer season comes to an end. What made this season different?